I really like your green. Lucy, you look scary. It's terrifying, but you look good. Yeah? Well, I love your mom for making you do that. It's a good look. Come on up to the front. Come on up. Again, before we get started, I just wanted to introduce you to the people in our band today. So on bass over here, we have Bjorn. We're super excited he could join us today. On keys, we have Lizzie. And then on drums, we have Eli. And if it's your first time, I'm Izzy, and I'm super excited to worship with you. But before we do, I'm going to pray for you. Heavenly Father, I pray that as we enter into this time of worship, Lord, that it's all about you. It's not about us. I pray that you move all other things aside, whether that's distraction or sometimes even just ourselves, Lord. I pray that you move it all to the side, Lord, so that we can give you glory. And it's in your name I pray these things. Amen.
It's no performance, Lord, I pray it's worship. Empty words I can't afford. I'm not chasing feelings, the silence steals my voice, you understand me. You understand me. Come to me in the valley of unknown. You understand me. You understand me. You understand me, God. You understand me. So I throw all my cares before you. My doubts and fears don't scare you. You're bigger than I thought you. You're bigger than I thought. So I'll stop all negotiations with the God of all creations. You're bigger than I thought you. You're bigger than I thought I believe, but help my unbelief. You understand me. You understand me. Help me reach the faith that's underneath. You understand me. You understand me. You understand me, God. You understand me. So I throw all my cares before you. My doubts and fears don't scare you. You're bigger than I thought you. You're bigger than I thought. So I'll stop all negotiations with the God of all creations. You're bigger than I thought you were. You're bigger than I thought. Oh, you're bigger than I thought you were. You're bigger than I thought you were. I will rest in the Father's hands. Leave the rest in the Father's hands. I will rest. I will rest in the Father's hands. Leave the rest in the Father's hands. I will rest. Father's hands. Heavenly Father, there's times where I'll try to tell you what to do because I think you're incapable of giving me the best. Like we just sang, sometimes I'm negotiating
with the God of all creation. And I'm sorry, God, for making you small. You are bigger and greater than my mind can even comprehend, Lord. But I pray that you reveal to me the ways that you are strong and mighty. And I pray as we enter into this service, Lord, that we're able to see that you are a strong and mighty God that is capable of doing so much more than we can ever imagine. And it's in your name I pray these things. Amen.
The word that comes to mind when I think about Jesus is powerful.
Kind.
I think about the word peace.
Loving and caring.
Life, because he sacrificed his life to give us ours.
Is Jesus God, or is God Jesus, or are they the same person?
What's it like being the most powerful person to ever walk on earth?
What did he do on his downtime?
Why does he love us so much?
He's a person who loves and cares for me.
My role model.
A very safe place to talk to.
Jesus is a friend.
If I'm dealing with anything, I know I can go to him and he'll help me through it.
Hello, everybody. You guys look great. Thanks for wearing green tonight. So real quick, just because I'm curious, how many of you guys got a postcard at your house from me either someday this week? Okay, good. Well, that's awesome. I just wanted to make sure that I sent one to myself to make sure that it worked. You know, I wasn't sure if it was going to work because postcards are kind of old school, but it actually worked. So that's awesome. Great. Let's hear it for the postcards. Ready? Come on. Postcards. Okay. So as you know, tonight is Green Night. So many of you dressed up. Awesome. Appreciate you doing that. Okay. And so, we're going to do two things. One, we're going to announce our winner of the most green person, the person that we thought did really, really great on their green tonight, okay? It was close, okay? It was very close. But then, for other people, I'm going to let a few people come up, and you're going to get a chance because it's Green Night. Everybody knows what this is? You know what they call it, though? In real golf, they call it a putting green. Thank you very much. Putting green. Okay. And so some of you are going to get the chance to win a cash prize up here on this too. Okay. So, all right. So our winner tonight, this is really close. Okay. Very, very close. But our winner of the green contest tonight is Lucy. Okay. Lucy, come on up real fast. Everyone wants to see, just spin around real quick. Everyone see Lucy. Everything's green. It was the face. that won it over. So Lucy, I have a really crisp $20 bill for you. Congratulations. Way to go. Okay. All right. I'm going to let some people come up and putt to try to win, but you got to be wearing green. You've got to be wearing green. Okay. You got to be wearing green. All right. So line up over here. I'm going to see how many we go. You got to be having some green on, all right? So here's how it works. All right. Here's how it works, okay? All right, come on up, one at a time. You don't get any practice hits, okay? Here's the way it works. If you make it, all right, I have the first two people that make it in the center, okay, you're going to get a pretty good prize. All right, if you make it in the side, it's a lesser prize. Does that make sense? So center hole, these are the sand traps. You hit it in here, you get nothing. If you hit it in here, we have to boo you. Okay, so, all right, so if it goes in here, it's a boo. This is a good prize. This is a lesser prize. Are you ready? Let's see what you got. He's not ready, but he's doing it anyway. And, whoa! Too easy. All right, there you go. Good job. Way to go. Too easy. Are you ready? All right, here you go. See what you got. And it's, not so good. Sorry about that. Next. Are you good at this?
I don't know.
All right, let's see. Tiger Woods. And, oh! So close, dude. I'm sorry. So close. Next. Wow, that almost went in, then went into the sand trap. All right, there you go. See what you got. Oh, shoot. Are you a lefty? I don't have a left-handed club. You're going to have to either putt it with that or you're going to have to putt with the right side. Oh, that was unfair because, oh, bye. See you, ball. Okay, this is bye. Do you want to try right? You want to try it right or not? All right, go ahead. I'll give you another try on the right because it's not your natural way to go, but and very close. All right, good job. All right, who's next? There you go. A little bit further back. Here, Lenny, where do you want to put the ball? You want to start from here or no?
It's green, bro.
Oh, this is green.
It is green.
It's green. It looks weird because of the lights, but it's green. It's green. All right, good luck. Let's see what you got. Oh, nope. Almost. Not quite. Almost. All right, see what you got.
I got green right here.
Oh, green. Okay. I mean, barely, but okay. All right. Oh, a little hard. Who's next? All right. Test file. Let's see what you got, man. Oh, in and out. After that first one. Okay, in and out. He's got a little green there, little green here, little green there. Spirit of green here. Oh, just a little hard. Little tough. Little hard. What did he say? In your pocket? Sure, why not? Sure. I mean, we're not going to deny, Okay, are you good at golf? Say yes. Yes. Okay. Come on, you guys. You gotta hear him. Come on. Encourage your friends. Oh, well, wait. Oh, wow. I thought it was going to go flying into the keyboard, but not so much. All right. Are you good at mini golf?
I don't think so.
Well, we're going to find out. Here we go. What do you got? And no, little too much. It's okay. All right. Thanks for trying. All right, here we go. Let's see what you got. Nice. There you go. Lesser prize, but all right. Winner, chicken dinner. All right, here you go. Take your time. Yes, no. Yes. Right then. There you go. Good job. Way to go. Way to hit it. Good stroke. All right, all that's left now. Here you go. I'll double the prize if you make it in the center. Double the price from $1. That wasn't bad. It was good effort.
Here I have it.
All right, we'll accept that.
I am terrible at golf, so.
Who knows? You might be better than you think. Little hard. It's okay. Oh, look, this ball has green on it. You're definitely going to win.
Yeah, I'm keeping this.
All right. No, give me the balls. No, you may not keep it. Thank you. Okay. What do you got, SJ? Little hard. It's okay. Let's hear it from all you guys. Let's hear it for everybody. This is good. You guys want me to do it? Okay. Okay. I don't know why I put myself in these positions, but okay. What? Huh? Yes. It's green. It's green and blue. What do I win if I make this? If I make it in the center? No. All of you guys have to do 10 push-ups. Bet? Oh, everyone agrees. Great. Everyone agrees. If I make the putt. Okay, here we go. Oh. Wow. Not very good. Not very good. That's funny. Thank you. That's hilarious. Yeah, I'll do those later out in the hall. Yeah, I'll do those later out in the hall. Okay, so I need you guys. I want you to practice something, okay? I know you guys can do this. Sometimes you don't do it, but I know you guys can do this, okay? On the count of 3, I just want you to yell as loud as you can, okay? Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Okay, good. That's good practice. We're going to do a little game here, okay? All right, I'm going to show you 2 pictures, okay, on the same screen. You're going to have to vote for one or the other, and I want you to just yell out your response. We're going to see who wins, okay? So here's the first one. All right, if you think regular Cheetos are better than Flamin' Hot Cheetos, let me hear you. Okay, wow. If you think Flamin' Hot Cheetos are better than Cheetos, let me hear you. Okay, so regular Cheetos wins that round. Wow. Okay, next one. All right, if you think cookies are better than candy, let me hear you. All right, if you think candy are better than cookies, let me hear you. You got to go with cookies. All right, now, all right. On this next one, we're going to switch it up. You're going to clap instead of scream. Okay. If you think, this is about school. If you think an early release from school, like you get out early that day is better, let me clap. All right. If you think a late start, like not having to go until like 10 or 11 o'clock is better, let me hear you. Wow, I'm on the fence. What do you got, Andrea? Help me out. Is it late start? Is it a draw? Huh? All right, we're gonna do it again. All right, ready? 1, 2 for early release. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay. Late start. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Oh, early. Okay. All right. All right, here's another one. No. All right, if you think a weekend with friends is better than an hour with a famous person, let me hear you. Okay. If you think an hour with a famous person is better than a weekend with friends, let me hear you. Okay, I guess it's our weekend with friends. What? Yes. Oh, sorry, I almost passed out. All right. Okay. Here's another one. One more. Here we go. Okay. All right. If you think roller coasters are better than the water park, let me hear you. Really? Wow. All right. If you think water park is better than roller coasters, let me hear you. I guess it's roller coaster. Okay, all right. We got a couple more. All right. If you think biking is better than skateboarding, let me hear you. All right. If you think skateboarding is better than biking, I guess I'm going with bicycle on that one. Okay, I think there's at least one more. Okay. If you think Instagram is better than YouTube, let me hear you. Wow. If you think YouTube is better than Instagram, let me hear it. Wow. Wow. Really. So this is interesting. I don't know if you guys knew this, but stick with me here. We're getting ready to do a new midweek YouTube broadcast. Okay, so we'll have to see if you guys like that. All right, interesting. Okay, all right, guys, here's what I want to talk to you guys about tonight. So stick with me. I promise we're going to go quickly so you can get in your small groups, okay? Here's the thing. We all make choices, all right? Every day you make choices about stuff. And the thing that drives the choices that we make, okay, is the idea of one thing, and that is the concept of better, okay? That's how we make our decisions, on the concept of better, all right? We all choose the thing that we think would be better for us. You know, just like this game that we played. You know, you just chose the thing that you thought was better. But in life, okay, we always choose the thing that we think is going to be better for us, right? Like, we decide if we're going to play a sport because we think it would make our lives better. All right. We decide if we're going to sit at a certain place at lunch because we think that will be better, right? We decide if we're going to audition for a play at school if we think that's going to be better for our life. Whether we join a club, all right? Whether we hang out with certain people, whether we participate in your small group at church. You know, you decide you're going to do these things primarily if you think it's going to be something that's better for your life. And no matter what the decision, it almost comes down to the same question. Does this make my life better or worse? Okay? And because we talk church here when we're here together. Hey, all right, that was awesome. Okay. Because we do that, right? You also, I hope, are making decisions about life, okay, when it comes to is faith better for me or not, right? And you're probably thinking about a couple of things. Let me get a couple of props that I've got here that I want to try to use tonight on this, all right? So I've got these 4 buckets that are labeled fun, okay, relationships, things that we want, you know, like maybe stuff, and then choices, okay? So we're going to talk about these in a few minutes, all right? Here's the thing. We ask ourselves about life. We ask ourselves about participation in faith, participation in church, youth groups, stuff like that. You know, is it going to help my faith? Is it going to be any fun? Will I be happier? Will it be worth it? You know, will it make my life better, okay? And if you've been around church even for a little bit, you know, I know you've probably heard me say it. I know Jess has probably said it. Maybe your small group leaders have said it. Or maybe you've got somebody in your life, maybe a parent or somebody like that, who has said things like, my faith was life-changing. Or before I was a Christian, I was this. Before I loved Jesus, this was happening in my life. You know, they talk about how it really changed their life, right? But here's the big question, you know, how can following a guy named Jesus who lived 2,000 years ago, how does it really make your life better? All right? How does that make your life better? And if you're asking questions like that, it's okay. I want you to know that it's always okay to ask that question. You know, it's always okay to ask, why does it make my life better? Or why is my life richer? Or why is it important for me to hang out with the people in this room? You know, you should be okay with asking that question. And we're going to get at some of this tonight by looking at some conversations that Jesus had, some things that he said, okay? And it's interesting that Jesus all the time, if you read any of the Bible, you find that he gives all these word pictures. He gives these ideas and these illustrations to help us understand concepts. And sometimes he would use concepts that were happening more specifically at the time than we lived, right? That's one of those tonight. It's going to be a little bit weird, but I'm going to try to explain it to you. He used an idea that everybody at the time understood that maybe is a little bit different for us, but I'll explain it to you, okay? So one of the things that Jesus did to sort of explain this idea about why it was better to follow him is he talked about sheep. Okay, he talked about sheep. How many of you guys have ever seen a sheep at like the petting zoo or Cox Farm or something like that, right? Or whatever, I guess. A lot of you have seen these, right? How many of you have ever touched one? Okay, has anybody ever actually fed one, given it some food? Okay, wow, this is high level. Let's see if your hands go down on this one. Has anyone ever actually taken the clippers and shorn a sheep? Anybody? Have you really done that? Have you really done that? Really? Wow. Everybody, Jacob is our farmer tonight, okay? It's Farmer Jacob. I'm impressed by that. Okay, all right, so Jesus talked about sheep, all right? He actually called himself the Good Shepherd. Okay, now, the reason that he used this illustration was back in the time, everybody knew what sheep were. Sheep were like a currency. They were a commodity. If you had sheep, right, you could trade them, you could sell them. They were taken care of very closely by shepherds. They would sleep with them. They would have them out on the mountainside, in the pastures, in the fields. And the shepherd would go out there and he would sleep with these sheep because he wanted to protect them from other animals that wanted to kill them or attack them, or from people trying to steal them, right? And so Jesus is telling this story about being a shepherd, all right? And then let me show you this verse. It kind of goes like this, all right? You can put this up. It says, in the middle of all this, he's talking about sheep, and he says this. He goes, the thief comes only to steal, kill, and destroy. And people were like, wait a minute. You're telling us about these sheep, and then right in the middle of that, you drop this, and you say, but the thief comes only to kill, steal, and destroy. And back then, thieves were a huge problem. Okay? They are today too, right? But it was a different kind of thievery. Thieves were a huge problem, especially for shepherds. They were having their sheep try to be stolen all the time, all right? So Jesus was trying to help people understand a concept here when he said this, all right? And he said this, he goes, the thief comes only to steal, kill, and destroy. And then later on, he says, I have come, all right? He says, I have come so. And the interesting thing about that is this. He wants to draw your attention to the difference, right? He wants to draw your attention to the difference. If I hold up this yellow gumball and I say, this yellow gumball is yellow, right? But this gumball is green, right? See the difference? They're different, right? It's not that hard, right? Thank you very much. So here's what Jesus was trying to do. He was saying, look, the thief comes only to steal and kill and destroy. But then he changes the game for a second. He goes, but, he's like, wait, but I want you to understand this. I have come so. And then we know that the next thing he's going to say after this is an explanation of what he's all about. Okay? He's going to try to be as clear as possible about who he is, what he's all about, and why you and me, why we should consider following him. Okay? So he's about to drop some big wisdom here, okay? So Jesus is making an important point. He was showing us the difference between himself and this thief, okay? He's saying this is why the thief shows up. He wants to make sure that you know the differences, that you know the alternative. He's saying the thief shows up to do some pretty bad stuff, to steal, to kill, and destroy, right? But he says, I'm going to tell you why I show up in a minute, all right? So he's getting ready to talk about why he's going to show up. Now, the reason that this is important, and that I want to talk about this tonight, is this. I'm guessing, just like me at some point in your life, right? I thought this too, right? I thought this too, and I remember having a big argument about it with some of my friends who wanted me to follow Jesus. I always said to them, well, I don't want to follow your Jesus because he's going to take away from me all the things that I think are fun. He's going to pull out of my life all of these things that I'm already doing that I think are just fine. And I didn't want to be challenged on any of those things. And so I remember saying that. And I'm guessing that, if you were super honest, that you might feel the same way about that, okay? So I think that maybe this doesn't cover everything, but I think these are some of the things that we think Jesus is going to steal from, right? We're convinced maybe that I got one other thing I want to show you. So we're convinced that, that Jesus is going to come along, and if we follow him, right? If we follow him directly, he's going to take he's just going to take some of our fun, right? He's going to drop it on the ground. He's going to step on it. Okay, no. He's going to take some of our fun, right? And so we're afraid that he's going to take some of our fun away, right? We're also afraid that when it comes to our relationships, maybe you've thought about this. We just got done for a whole month, talking about sex and dating and stuff like that. And whenever we do that, there's lots of people that don't like some of the answers that we give, and it gets really tough. And they're like, well, Jesus is just around to take all my fun and relationships out, right? And they just think that's what he's about, okay? Oftentimes, people go, well, I heard about this thing with the church where, the church asks you to give 10% of all the money you have to the church. And they're going to take away my ability to buy the things that I want. So Jesus is taking away, the stuff that I want, right? And then there's other people who are like, you know what? The church doesn't give me a lot of choices. It's really narrow, like Jesus is taking away some of my choices. And so I don't know if you've ever felt that way. Like maybe as you've thought about going deeper into faith and understanding who Jesus was, if you've ever thought, it really limits my options. It really takes away from my life instead of giving to my life. And I think a lot of people think that because sometimes the church is terrible at explaining what Jesus is all about. And they give basically well, here's the list of rules that Jesus says you shouldn't do. And you're like, oh man, these are terrible. I don't get, and it feels like it's really heavy, right? Sometimes churches really mess that up and they kind of go down that route. And so sometimes people start to feel this way, right? Here's one thing. The point is this. When it comes to Jesus, we're all tempted to think that he wants to take something away from us, okay? And I think that's why I think Jesus brought up this topic in the first place. He's like, I know that people are going to be tempted to think that my presence in their life means that they're missing out on something. He wanted to bring that topic up so that we would better understand that that's not what it's about. But he's smart enough and understood people enough to understand that they might think that's true if you're going to follow him very, very closely, okay? Now, Jesus finishes the sentence, okay? And he says, I have come that they may have life and have it to the full. Remember, he said, the thief, right? The person that wants to kind of mess up your life comes to steal, kill, and destroy. Pretty hardcore. It's one or the other. He's like, this is what the thief does. Jesus goes, but look, I'm here to give you life so that you can have it to the full. One of the things that I believe and say a lot is that the only way for you and I to live life to the fullest, to actually have the best life possible on this side of heaven, is to live the way that Jesus asks us to live. And it's not stuff that gets taken away. It's actually stuff that gets added, okay? And I'm going to kind of talk about that here. Here's the thing. Maybe you've thought that, Jesus takes away the fun, right? And here's the thing. Did you know that God invented fun? Okay? He wired you in a certain way so that you could experience that kind of fun. Think of the things that are most fun in your life. Think of the things that you get the most joy and pleasure from. Sometimes we're different on that, right? But think of those things that you get the most joy and pleasure from, all right? The reason that you do is because God wired you up that way to be able to enjoy those things. So he wired you up not only to enjoy things a little bit, but a lot. And so he's like, I'm not taking away, I am adding so much so that it's to the point where it's overflowing. Or kicked in the ground, across the ground there. Jesus adds, he made fun. He invented fun. He invented your ability to enjoy fun, right? It's a God idea, and he fills us up in a perfect way so that we can understand that. relationships, okay? The truth is, there isn't anyone in this room, and I know, I know what it's like. There's no one in this room who doesn't want good friends. Very rarely do you have people who go, I don't need any friends. They might say that, or that they kind of try to go through life without friends, but everybody in here wants one good friend, several friends that are good friends, people that they can be hanging around with. They want really good relationships, okay? And Jesus has said, look, the blueprint and the model for how to be a friend can be found in the things that I say. And so Jesus is like, look, I'm going to build up your relationships, not take them away. He's like, I'm going to add so much to your relationships. That doesn't go there. He's like, I'm going to add so much to your relationships that it's just going to keep building and building and building. And he's like, if you guys together follow the things that I say, it's going to be so high that it's going to overflow. We believe in relationships so much here that we stick you guys in small groups every time you're here. You know what? We really believe that if you'll make an effort, right, and you'll listen to your leaders, and you'll make an effort in your group, the people in your small group can be the best friends that you've ever had, because there's a unique bond that you can share when God's at the center. So God says, look, you want a really good relationships? You're going to find them by following the model that I've given you to live relationships, okay? And then there's the one about what you really want, okay? What if Jesus wants to help you discover what you want most out of life, all right? That might mean more than just giving you what you want right now. Like, we all want what we want right now, especially in America. That's how we're put together. I want a caramel frappuccino now. 8 seconds from now, I want it, right? And if I go to, I honestly, so I have Starbucks a lot, as you can tell, because I'm always fidgety, but I love Starbucks, okay? And so I have it on my phone, or the app on my phone, you know? And so when I leave my house, I order it, and I drive to the Starbucks, and I'm like, it should be ready by the time I get there. And when I get there and it's not ready, guess what? I'm mad. Like, where's my $8 Frappuccino? You know, it cost me like $12 to drive there with gas and to buy it. I'm like, it should be ready, right? But that's just ridiculous. You know, it's kind of ridiculous. I am that way sometimes, but it's ridiculous. Here's what God says. He's like, look, if you will explore what you really want with me, I'm going to fill you up so that what you really want is going to be found in me. And the cool thing about God when it comes to like understanding what we really want out of life is he doesn't stop with just like giving us what we need. There's a great part of the Bible where it talks about how we're supposed to live out of the overflow, right? So God's like, look, I'm going to give you more than you want. I'm going to overflow what you think you need. And you're going to be sitting around going, man, I thought I needed all this, but God gave me this, and it's so much better. It's so much better, okay? And the last one is this thing about choices. Choices can be really hard to make. You guys already know that, right? How are you supposed to always know what's good for you or what's not good for you? How do you know, right? How do you know? What's wise or unwise? Helpful or unhelpful? The good news is that Jesus wants to give you wisdom to help you make choices. There's this great part of the Bible that I love so much where it talks about us making decisions. And basically, it's kind of hardcore for us. God says basically, he's like, the way that you think about things, that's not the right way. Because the way that humans think about a lot of things isn't the way to think about them. And he can train us, though, and help us to think about things the way he thinks about them. And then when hard choices come along, or when you're not quite sure what to do, you think through, what has Jesus taught me? Or, you know, what have I lived out and that's kind of worked in the past? And the decision becomes much more clear because we're not thinking the way that we want to think, but we're starting to think the way that God has trained us to think. which is the best way because he put us together, right? He put us together. Here's what I hope you kind of take away from this is that in all the things in life, we want it to be better, right? We want things to be better. We want better choices. We want to get what we want. We want to be fulfilled, I guess. Maybe that's a better way to put it. We want really good friendships and relationships, and we want to have fun. And God says, if you'll orient your life, if you'll follow me in these things, you'll find the best life possible in me doing that than chasing it on yourself, chasing it by yourself. You just can't find it without him at the center of it, all right? Last couple things I want you to think about. Some of you hear this stuff and you're so confused by it and it doesn't make any sense to you. And I want to suggest something. One reason might be that you just haven't said yes to Jesus yet. You just haven't said, yes, I want to do that. You've just never said it. And guys, there's no magic thing about like saying yes to Jesus and then all of a sudden everything changes and it's perfect. It doesn't work that way. It's about trajectory. Okay? It's about this idea of like being willing to actually admit that you don't know everything. And sometimes that's the hardest thing. It's being willing to go, you know what? Maybe I could use some God wisdom on that. And starting to live that way. It's saying yes to that for the first time, right? So maybe that's something that you need to do, right? Or maybe you've said yes, okay? Maybe you've said yes to the things, some things, but you haven't said yes to the things that Jesus says yes to, right? Jesus has a lot of yeses that maybe we're not dialed into. So much of what Jesus leads us to do will actually make our lives better. So maybe you need to come to a crossroads every once in a while and go, man, okay, I know what I want to do here, but I'm thinking through maybe what Jesus wants me to do here, and it's probably not that. And you actually make that other decision, right? You move in that direction. You say yes to some of the things that Jesus says yes to. And I want to give you one really practical way to do this that's so easy that every single person in this room can do that will get you started this week, even today, tomorrow, the next day, okay? If you want to start, if you want to start saying more yeses to Jesus, you start serving other people around you. When you take the focus off you and you put it on someone else, man, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable what it does. It takes you everything you're thinking about and like all your problems, all the selfish stuff, all these things that you want and you want to drive and fix for yourself. But if you stop doing that and you start serving someone else, it changes the way you think about things. Some of you already do this. If you don't do this and you want to try it and volunteer here, either with us in the back when we do tech and stuff like that, or with with children's ministry. Guys, our student ministry is amazing when it comes to children's ministry. We do so much over there, and it's so awesome, and they love you guys. And not only that, when you go in and you serve little kids, guess what they think of you? They love you. They absolutely love you. So this is really cool for me. I'm starting to volunteer in children's ministry, okay? I'm so psyched about this. With a little bit older, with 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th. Starting next week, you've been doing it? Good for you. I know, I'm a 3rd grader, so it'll be great. But I'm going to starting next Sunday, once a month, I'm going to be in there, and I'm going to be doing like a message with the little kids, hanging out with them, being a small group leader. I'm psyched about it. You know why I'm doing it? I'm honestly doing it because it takes the focus off of like me. I want to serve somewhere other than with you guys. People think like it's like, oh, well, Kyle serves with the students, and I do, but I love you guys, so it's like easy for me. It's not a big deal. I just want to be here, right? The kids, it's not my sweet spot, but I want to serve, and I'm going to give that a shot. So that's one thing, okay? When you volunteer, in your neighborhood. Like maybe there's an elementary kid in your neighborhood who needs a little bit of help with his homework. Man, they will see you as a major hero if you were to do that, okay? Maybe your mom or your dad or your grandpa or somebody, there's somebody that's a little lonely. Maybe there's some elderly people in your family. Do you have any idea what it means for people in your family or outside of your family when students like you show interest in them? It's unbelievable. It's incredible. My mom is 84, okay? And she lives a long, long way away. And I have 2 sons. And when I call my mom, she's like, yeah, what do you want? Okay, yes, Kyle, I love you, click, okay. Like she wants to hear from me, right? When my children call their grandma, that's all she talks about. Well, Carson called me. She's like talking to me for a half an hour about what my kids told her. I was like, yeah, I know, I was there, okay. But it's just a big deal when you pay attention to someone of a different generation. So try that, okay? Maybe try that. Last thing is this. I want to encourage you. If you haven't signed up for our summer thing that we're doing at Mix Camp, okay? We're talking about these ideas of knowing who Jesus is and how we can make our lives better. If you haven't signed up, I want you to consider going. Talk to your parents about it. It is amazing. It's such a great camp. I love every single second of it. It's one of the funnest things I've ever done. You're going to absolutely love it. You're going to make friends. You're going to come back changed. Okay? All right. I want to pray for you guys so you can get out and spend some time in your group. So let's pray. Hey, God, first, thanks for letting us be in this place tonight. And Lord, I pray that as we go into our groups tonight, that we would be really open. Maybe we would share something for the first time. Maybe we would really be dialed in to what you have for us, and that we would just really understand that these groups can be really, really important to us. And so, Lord, I pray that we all take it seriously, that we all really try hard tonight with that, and that we would leave this place different than we came in, just knowing you better and who you are and how you love us. So, God, we love you. We lift up all these things, and we pray in Jesus' name. Amen. All right, guys, thanks.